I see that it still hasn't opened for me here. There's a problem with this part. Let's try it again. The content file center just doesn't want to open at all. There really is an issue. I don't know if it will open or not. This is my second and final attempt, I guess. But I'm coming back to you all again and emphasizing the part about handling content. This part is very important, so please pay attention to it because we often get messages or complaints in technical support saying, when I try to upload the content, I create the content and add a simple image or PDF file. I find that a message comes, a message like this, and the message says, by God, your limited has exceeded the permitted limit. What does this mean? That's it. I've reached the 250 MB limit for the course and I can't exceed it. So, can a student download the file from Google Drive via the link sent to them? When the student opens the file, you see, they open it in the way I showed you before. They don't actually open the drive. The student doesn't access the drive at all. No, they just open the file itself. So the file opens like this, but they don't get inside the drive. It's actually prohibited for them to access the drive. But what can they do? They can download the file. The student opens it in the way I showed you before. They can't access the drive. The student doesn't reach this drive interface at all. No, they just open the file itself. So the file opens like this, but they don't get inside the drive. It's actually prohibited for them to access the drive. But what can they do? They can download the file. They can only download the file. This is the important part. What I wanted to clarify for you is what I forgot. I was responding to the question. There's something else I want to clarify for you in the content here. I created this link inside the folder Unit 3. Now I want to move it to a folder here, either the Unit 2 folder or the Unit 1 folder. Or if I want to take a copy of it, I can go to the file, click on the circle to the left of the file, and see what options are available to help me here. What do we have? Copy and move. Copy is known. It will leave the file here and take a copy to the place where I want to copy it. So that's what copying is. And what about moving? Moving means it will remove it from here and transfer it to the new location where I want it to go. So if I come now and say, okay, let's move it, keep in mind that the file here in Unit 3 will be moved. Then you'll see it says, where do you want to move it to? You will browse and say, okay, move it to. Look at the features that help me. We have copy and move. Copy leaves the file and takes a copy to the desired location. That's copying. What about moving? Moving removes it and transfers it to the new location. That's the difference. If I say, let's move it, remember the file in Unit 3 will be moved. You'll see where to move. You browse and say, move it to the new folder. Select the second unit to move it to Unit 2 inside the course content folder. Click send. Notice it's removed. That's the difference between copying and moving. This is a crucial distinction that can affect how you manage your files and data. So if I come now and say, okay, go ahead and move it for me, keep in mind that the file here in Unit 3 will be moved. When you copy a file, you create a duplicate, leaving the original intact in its location. However, when you move a file, it is transferred from one location to another, removing it from its original spot. Then you'll see it says, where do you want to move it to? You will browse and say, okay, move it to. Which unit folder? Was it in the third one? Move it to the second one. So I need to click on the second one here to specify that it will be moved to the Unit 2 folder, which is located inside the course content folder. Then I click the send button. You'll notice that it has been completely removed from here. But if I go to the Unit 2 folder and check, you'll find that the file is now present inside Unit 2. So this is regarding the moving process. The copying process is very simple. I can just say copy and then take a copy of it, okay? I can send it to Unit 3 or browse to Unit 3 and then say send. It will then come here, leaving it in Unit 2 as it is because I just copied it, like a copy paste. I went to Unit 3 and found the copy that I made in Unit 3. Now, the information I wanted to share with you, which was part of a question from Dr. Mahmoud, is that students can upload. What do students do when they come? I left it here in the Unit 2 folder as it is because I just copied it like a copy paste, and then I went to the Unit 3 folder and found the copy that I made there. Now, the information I wanted to share with you, which was part of a question from Dr. Mahmoud, is that students can upload. What do students do when you ask them for an assignment or a research paper or a task? Of course, when you look at the submission center, and we've seen it before, when a student tries to upload the assignment or the file, there are always problems. There are always issues that arise. I want to see what, like this world. What When you ask them for an assignment, research, or a task, of course. When you look at the submission center, and we've seen it before, when a student tries to upload the assignment or the file, there are always problems. There are always issues that arise. I want to see what, like this world. Like students face issues when uploading files. The system may block them. For instance, a student might try to upload a file that's 30 MB or 40 MB, which is not allowed. The max upload size is 15 to 20 MB. Advise students that when they upload a file, it must be small. A Word document shouldn't be too large. Images in Word files must be JPG, not PNG. Since PNG files tend to be larger, a PNG image of 100 KB can be 15 to 20 KB as JPG. Advise students that when they submit a file, it must be a small file. Large Word files are unnecessary. Okay? When the student deals with images and puts these images in a Word file, he must make the extension of his images JPG and not PNG, because it is known that PNG extensions are always a bit large in size. For example, you might find a PNG image with a PNG extension of 100 kilobytes, but when you convert it to JPG, it might be 15-20 kilobytes. The size drops significantly, so we really need to pay attention to this detail. Also, when a student uploads their attempt for the assignment, you might see the blue indicator that you all are looking at. What does that blue indicator mean? And what about the orange one? And what does the grade mean? It's clear that they received a score of 4, for example. The orange indicator means that it needs evaluation. The attempt has been submitted successfully, but it requires you, as the instructor, to review it and see what the student submitted, and give a grade for it. Now, when you see the two lines next to each other, it means the student hasn't submitted their attempt. There's no attempt from the student for the assignment or the test or whatever it is. The student might say whatever they want, but if they haven't submitted anything, that's the situation. What does the student say? Whatever they say. So there's no attempt. So that blue indicator means that the attempt is in progress. The student was indeed sending it. So the student is indeed honest. They are sending it, but there was a problem and the attempt got cut off in the middle. The attempt failed. It's called a failed attempt, but it was originally an attempt. When you go in, you won't find any file the student submitted. You need to either delete that attempt or give the student another chance to resubmit. This way, it can turn into an orange indicator, meaning the attempt was successful and you can check the file and grade it. Now I'm with you. We'll be together for a few minutes. I'm here for a few minutes before we wrap up. Any questions? In order for it to turn into that orange indicator, the attempt needs to be successful, and then you can go in, check that file, and give the student an evaluation or a grade for that part. We'll be together for 5 minutes before prayer. Any questions on Blackboard, today's topic, or anything else like assignments, tests, virtual classes? Once we go for Maghrib prayer, if we return, it will be just before 7, and we won't have time. Or in any topic on the Blackboard, any problem on the Blackboard, I will not be with you for a few minutes before leaving, meaning we will leave completely, God willing. God willing, so do you. Have any questions? This is specific to Blackboard, related to our topic today, or to anything in Blackboard like assignments, tests, virtual classes, anything we can answer in these 2 or 3 minutes before we wrap up completely. Because if we leave for Maghrib prayer, when we come back, it will probably be just a few minutes before 7, and we won't have time to do anything. So, can you all hear me well? Well, I hope you all found our meeting today beneficial, even though I know that most of you are already familiar with this information. Is it possible for me, Dr. Mahmoud, to delete previous courses from the course list for past semesters? No, the deletion process is not available for you all. We leave it for a while. You might need it later or something, and then it will be hidden. It will disappear from your end, meaning we leave it for a while. You might need it later or something, and then it will be hidden. If he puts a half-hour video explaining what is most important for Professor Dr. Mohammed Al-Rashid, I hope you can clarify this point for me. Half-hour video explaining what the professor needs. So the professor can clarify or ask, and I'm here with you. If there's anything you need, just let me know, and I'll give you the microphone. Just raise your hand here so I can see you, and you can ask any questions you like. Yes, that's right. Go ahead, Dr. Mohammed. The microphone is now with you. Please go ahead.
Peace be upon you, and may God's mercy and blessings be upon you. Thank you, Dr. Saad, for the wonderful training session. What I mean is, if we could have a video not on Blackboard, but, for example, on WhatsApp, covering the essential and necessary things that any professor needs to teach through Blackboard without the detailed things that are only needed rarely or only when there's a problem.
All right. Okay, I will clarify this part for you. The courses that the college is offering, this is the complete program. These are all the courses throughout the semester, from the beginning of the first semester that we're in up to the 11th semester courses. And you all have this file. You probably all know about these courses. This is the first thing. The second thing is that we are sending you messages that you are with us on the WhatsApp group. Regarding this training session, the recording of each session will be sent to you. Also, the technical support is this WhatsApp number. It's the same number for WhatsApp and calls, and I have this number. So if you need anything specific, you can message me on WhatsApp like, I need to know how to create an assignment, and I'll record a video on creating an assignment and send it to you. This is the technical support for professors. Please don't share this number with students. Students have a different support number, which I'll highlight. For professors, this is the number. Is everything clear, or do you need anything else? Something specific you can send me on WhatsApp and tell me, for example, I need how to create an assignment, so I can record a video for you on how to create an assignment and send it to you immediately. There is no problem at all. This is regarding the technical support provided to the Lords. This means you are the technical support provided to the Lords. But please, this number should not be shared with the students. The students have a different number for technical support, which I have marked. This number is specifically for the students. As for the professors, this number is for the professors, as I explained. So, is everything okay for you, or do you need anything else? May God bless you all, and I hope you found our meeting today beneficial. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. Even tomorrow, God willing, I will be with you in the session. Tomorrow's session is about activating electronic comparison reports and the grading center. We will discuss the grading center in detail, God willing, and in a way that matters to you as well. The session tomorrow is after 7 p.m. and if you have any questions, you can also ask them tomorrow, God willing. Peace be upon you, and may God's mercy and blessings be upon you.